Hello everyone. This is your Love and Finance Tarot Guidance for the month of August 2023. It is my signature reading and takes hours to prepare for you. Occasionally, I try to share it publicly so others can know what it is I do. My Love and Finance Tarot Guidance is available through several sources as part of a subscription package, which includes other long-term readings, such as your monthly sun sign. Visit my website, tarotbycecilia.com, for more information, and be sure to check for any available discounts on subscription packages. August could very well prove to be an over-the-top month, and I believe the label I shall use for August is volatile. The main reason for this is Uranus, and I will include more on this in a bit. The month kicks off on the 1st with a rather angry full moon at 9 degrees Aquarius. Uranus will be prominent at this full moon, so things will be unpredictable. There are some factors which can help to ease the blow, so do be certain to listen to my full moon tarot guidance. There are no sign changes between the full and new moons, bringing us to the new moon on the 16th at 23 degrees Leo. Do you dare to do what it takes to achieve your freedom? Have a listen. On the 23rd, the sun leaves home for the next 11 months as it moves into Virgo. This is a more serious energy, prompting organization, efficiency, and attention to health matters. Also on the 23rd, Mercury begins another retrograde period, beginning at 21 degrees Virgo, running through September 15th. Hopefully you've worked ahead and organized as much as possible ahead of time for this one. It is definitely not the time to begin new projects. Mars enters Libra August 27th and is considered in its detriment at this time. It will remain in Libra through October 12th when it finally makes it home to Scorpio, a place it has not seen in 2 years. You might feel lacking in the necessary drive at this time to get things done, especially since Libra energy tends to be more undecided. Have patience with yourself and others. Uranus retrograde begins August 28th, bringing the number of retrograde heavenly bodies to 7, and only by one day will we avoid it being 8, as Jupiter does not retrograde until September 4th, the day after Venus goes direct. So we will be dealing with 7 retrogrades one way or the other until September 15th. This is always a time to exercise caution, especially when it comes to reacting to unanticipated events. Mother Nature has a tendency to act up now, bringing catastrophic occurrences in the form of hurricanes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, tornadoes, and the like around the time of Uranus stations. As August begins, Uranus is sitting at the 22 degree mark and will move into its retrograde position of 23 degrees on the 15th. Do try to go with the flow. Once in a blue moon will be the phrase of the day, with a blue moon occurring August 30th at 7 degrees Pisces. I have referred to this one frequently, and I do feel by the time you reach this point and August is coming to a close, you will be more than ready to leave some things behind. So let us talk about aspects for August. Mars will join Jupiter on the 1st, the same day as the Aquarius full moon. This aspect is just what you need to have that mental edge necessary to go forth with your plans and be willing to take risks in order to achieve success. Jupiter is there to provide the success, while Mars gives you the impetus to take action. Maintain a positive attitude as you go after what you want. Some might call you lucky, but the truth is, you are the one making it happen. Also on the same day, Mercury opposes Saturn. Saturn does sometimes have a way of putting a damper on things. In this case, thoughts and communication. Life does not feel like fun and games, with Saturn bringing serious thought and conversation to the mix. This can definitely kill a good mood, and you could be feeling anything other than sociable. Saturn also has a way of teaching you lessons the hard way, especially if the lesson is one you should have previously learned. This can translate as bad news of some sort, so if reading this well in advance, it would pay to handle your responsibilities in a timely fashion. If up is down and black is white, you might be doing a Chicken Little, proclaiming that the sky is falling. It is important to remember that most of this is just how you feel at the moment, and the energy will pass. Avoid important decisions and paper signing at this time. August 6th, there will be a square between the Sun and Jupiter. The manner in which your ego responds can play a big role in this transit. If you become too big for your britches, so to speak, or allow success to go to your head, chances are it could come back around to bite you. There is a tendency with Jupiter to try and do all the things, and this can lead to your downfall. At the moment, focus on the best projects you have going and work to bring them to fruition before trying to take on more than you can handle. The positive feelings you might be having here will increase your confidence, but one must be careful not to become overly confident. Be thankful for your successes and give credit where credit is due. Venus squares Uranus on the 9th. This is a transit which could put any love relationship already on shaky ground to the test. There is a need here to break out, be daring, and try something or someone different. A solid relationship should not endure any hardships, but could be subject to eccentric behaviors by at least one party. There is a tendency now to meet new people who seem exciting, but do not expect it to be something which will go the distance. Mercury trines Jupiter August 9th. Good news, positive news. There is an abundance of optimism here in both thought and communication. If long-distance travel is on your agenda, it is currently favored, and you will enjoy the scenery and cultures of the places you visit. Those who are not traveling could find themselves looking to learn new things through study, including spiritual studies, which would expand your beliefs and knowledge in this area. Legal matters should proceed favorably now, and if negotiations are necessary, they should also go well, making this an ideal time to sign contracts. This can be a very social time for you, but it is also one where you should be organizing things in your life. Do be mindful, however, how close you are to Mercury beginning its retrograde. The Sun will trine Chiron on the 12th. Let the healing begin. Where the sun shines, it brings favor, and in this case, some much-needed healing. This might be long overdue, and some of the scars which need healing likely run very deep. Finally, energy which allows you to creatively explore the means to melt those scars away. On the 13th, the Sun conjuncts Venus. This is a rather indulgent transit, so do not try to go overboard with spending or any addictive pursuits, such as food, alcohol, etc. Life can actually feel quite good during Sun conjunct Venus, and you may find relationships to be going well now. You can feel comfortable enough to let your hair down and to enjoy the social atmosphere these two are providing. You could even be interested in doing some styling for yourself, perhaps giving your wardrobe a makeover. When this occurs during a Venus retrograde, it is a good idea to think recycling rather than purchasing new items. Venus trines Chiron on August 14th. Be kind to yourself today and do something special just for you in the area of self-care and self-love. If Venus is love and money and Chiron is healing, then ask what can you do for yourself to make you feel good about you, rather than picking apart your very being and looking for flaws. Spend some time emphasizing the good. It will work wonders for your outlook when you can embrace you as your perfect self with all of your beautiful imperfections. It might even spill over into your relationships with others. On the 15th, the Sun will square Uranus. When life needs change, Uranus steps in and shakes things up, whether you like it or not. Events can be unpredictable, and everyone's behavior can be erratic. There is no form of predictive science available here, as routines may not work, and circumstances can suddenly change, coming out of left field and maybe blindsiding you. The best way to handle energy like this is to not be resistant to it. Be as flexible as possible, and know any changes which come as a result of unforeseen events will be in your best interest. The change will probably not occur at this time, but a situation which brings it about is surely something you will not want to ignore. Mars trines Uranus August 16th. Take a walk on the wild side. Mars is in earthy Virgo, while Uranus is in Taurus, another earth sign, and one which tends to like things just the way they are. This is a positive transit, not a pushy one, and it allows you to step outside your comfort zone. Be a little daring for once, especially if you usually take the safe path. Be open to the possibilities, for Uranus can be quite creative with the people, situations, and events which it presents to you, and quite unexpectedly. Even if you are not the gambling type, take a chance on something new and different. Could prove to be fruitful for you. The results of your risk might not be immediate, but rest assured, any projects begun under this influence stand a greater chance for success. Here again, be mindful. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, okay? Just pace yourself. Relationships might not do as well under this aspect simply because of the urge to break free from present circumstances. But if you're unattached and seeking a thrill, dating someone new and different will be an experience you may enjoy, but not one which you can expect to last. On the 19th, the Sun trines the North Node. Opportunity awaits when the Sun trines the North Node, opening up a new direction for you, one which allows you to achieve a goal or to manifest something positive. Venus squares Jupiter on the 22nd. You could be wanting to shirk off responsibilities to do serious work today in favor of doing something fun and exciting. Any social activities are favored at this time, but if you are prone to any types of excess, such as food, alcohol, drugs, or gambling, to name a few, you might wish to take a buddy to be your conscience and help keep you in line. It will be very easy to stray today. Insofar as the Venus aspect, where money is concerned, leave your credit and debit cards behind today in order to avoid temptation. You could feel compelled to spend money on things you really should not. Also on the 22nd, Mars will oppose Neptune. This is not a feel-good transit, in that Mars, being your drive, may not be hitting the mark. Neptune tends to fog things up a bit as well. There is not an adrenaline rush, and confusion around your purpose right now can actually become depressing. It is very easy to fall prey to scammers at this time, so it would be wise to avoid dating apps, conspiracy theorists, and phone and email communications of a suspicious nature. Let this pass and have your spirits pick up before proceeding. Fortunately, this one does not come along frequently. August 24th, Mars trines Pluto. Mars and Pluto come together so nicely, sparking your passion and increasing your drive, all in such a way that you can transform an area of your life if you so desire. Mars is assertive and action-driven, while Pluto supplies the passion and transformation. This is a winning combination, and not likely one to create any conflict. The Sun will oppose Saturn August 27th. The good-natured Sun is in conflict with restrictive Saturn, and Saturn is the one wielding the upper hand. Whether you're simply feeling bad about things due to undermined confidence, or find yourself with situations being imposed by authority figures which are not to your liking, this one can be difficult. Taking a mature, responsible approach to matters is in your best interest. Your self-esteem can take a hit now, but do not allow yourself to fall into melancholy, as energy does change. Okay, so I'm looking at the cards and I'm thinking to myself, this sounds like some of what I just finished saying. I mean, this happens quite frequently, but honestly, this is a month where I feel like you traverse a great deal of terrain, but not, I don't want to say not in a forward motion, but not in a straight line. That might be the best way to put it. Because remember, there's a lot of twists and turns throughout the month with Uranus involved. And this constant feeling, of being pushed to want to break out, break free, maybe feel like you're being held up. Boy, oh boy, it's just perhaps even being forced to look at things differently. And is there a reason for that? Are you going about pursuing your future and your goals the wrong way? Do you need new direction? August is doing a lot of pushing and shoving. I would be surprised if you're, still totally on the same path on August 31st as you were on August 1st. All right? And it's not a bad thing. Okay? It's definitely not a bad thing. It's taking you to where you need to be. But it's an interesting ride. Okay? You are in charge in a certain sense. All right? Keep that in mind. You have the free will to make the choices along the way, especially when it comes to relationships. Think about all of the powerful energy which is going on around you. You still have the influence of the North and South nodes, right? That only happened on July 17th, okay? So it's there. Everything is brewing in your life. Venus retrograde, the upcoming Mercury retrograde. All of this is energy which asks you to look at these relationships and see, does it still serve a good purpose? That's just it. August could be a month which has you changing your mind. And in some sense, still pushing forward with change, but working on it as you're going. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. All right, but you have to find the ways to make things happen. That part. One thing I don't recommend is barreling through. Okay? There might be a tendency for some of you to want to. I know plenty of people who just up and off they go. Okay? But you really need some out-of-the-box thinking here, and you need to take a good look around at things. I would say when you get to about the 7th, all right, just stop, pause, reflect, see how what is going on around you reflects the picture that you have in your mind. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I mentioned the full moon. I think you're going to find both full moons are, part of the process of moving you along. There is no other way to put it, all right? And the one on the 1st definitely is setting the tone for the month of August. It is what it is. But how you react and how you proceed from that point, that's what I'm saying. When you get to about the 7th, don't make any rash moves. But you need to start probably moving at a slower pace, perhaps. But see, new beginnings await, but one must get through the illusion and sift through all of the options and go, okay, what's right for me? You know, I thought I knew what I wanted. Now I'm a little bit confused. What am I supposed to do? All right. I'm I believe this. This is what I want. This is where my passion and my drive are. But, what happens? What happens? See, it's interesting. If you've been listening to these for a while, and you heard me mention, like, this month, Mars is going to move into Libra. To me, it's a wishy-washy, I can't make up my mind kind of energy. Mars rules Scorpio, where you have passion and a drive and no in between. So here you are with all these retrogrades and this energy which is not pushing you to do things, okay? It is perhaps necessary sometimes, all right? But the passion for change is like a little held at bay. And it is what it is. And it doesn't mean that you don't think about it or you don't want it. But you really need to, and it shows it here, to get past the Venus retrograde, which ends on September the 3rd. Now, the Mercury retrograde doesn't end until the 15th. And, of course, Mars is a little longer, not making it home to Scorpio until October the 12th. But I think that there's reasons to cheer in September, okay? Now, here again, this doesn't make August so bad. It just has an uncomfortable feel about the month where you must be doing things, but perhaps not always certain if they're the right ones, all right? Because you're being put in this position where it's almost like being poked and prodded, and you feel like, if I could just sneak out this way so nobody notices me, right? But there's success. There is success. I think some of you will find that doors are opening, but there's also fear attached to it because you're so undecided. How do I do this? How do I manifest? How do I make things happen? Wow. Somewhere, I'm getting the chills. I'm going to say around mid-August, okay? I don't know why I want to say that, but that time frame sticks out in my mind. See, you often hear me using the word churning instead of turning, because that's how it feels to me when the changes are churning. And they're grinding the gears in life a little bit, trying to make things happen. So this is like an August, September kind of thing which is going on. But you are, I think, making headway with that to-do list. Now, there's a difference when you have a to-do list and you have all these projects where you have all these irons in the fire, things you've been doing, things you've been trying to complete and accomplish, to make them happen. The result feels like October is when you see those results, okay? There's nothing wrong with that, right? There has to be a time frame where there's an outcome or knowing what happens. Now, this can be anything. I see many of you out there. Some are trying to complete actual projects. Some are trying to do things like move. That's a project. But it's also a process, all right? You don't say today, I'm going to move, and you're done, and tomorrow off you go. Those are the people I was referring to earlier, who just suddenly go do something and don't put enough forethought into what they're working on. So there's a lot of detail which is here. It could be those people who are trying to get a divorce. I don't know how long a divorce takes, but here again, working it all out and doing it the right way. And when I say the right way, do not rush through anything. You could have wanted something so badly for so long but you also want to get it right, and you want to make it happen and be a reality at a time which appears to be October, when things are in a much better position planetarily. I want to remind you, Saturn goes direct November the 4th, and it will be at 0 degrees Pisces. Is that a good thing? It could be, because it never makes it back into Aquarius. It's also part of the equation here. So along the way, between now and November the 4th, factor in all of these Saturn aspects which come up and how they are influencing you. Some will be helping you, some will be holding you back. And I'm assuming there's a reason for both, okay? However, you will be finding yourself, breaking free from things of the past that, maybe those lessons were hard learned, but you're able to better see how they influence. I'm going to say when Mars leaves Libra, October the 12th. A great deal appears to be happening between October the 12th and, November the 4th. Finding the peace and the happy spot, and, the stress is lifting, all right? And you are breaking out of that mode. Time to just hang on to the more positive memories in life. Here's an interesting one, okay? I can't give you an exact date when it happens, but I feel as though there's more open, direct honesty by September, okay? This is conflict between you and another individual. All right, we'll put it in that kind of a perspective for you. Things need to be smoothed over. There's been a little, this could be ongoing for a long time or a short period of time, but it has the appearance of getting better, okay? Doesn't show it as perfection, but there is some truth involved here, which seems to help things quite a bit. Now, should I stay, or should I go in a new direction? See, it's not a done deal. It's not a done deal. Making up your mind and deciding what makes you feel good. Maybe it's just that, my life is in a rut, kind of a deal. But in a way, I'm not surprised, because something tells me the direction you're about to choose could be more so next month. But I feel like there's a knowing this month, all right? You've probably known it all along. Maybe it's a path you should have chosen a long time ago. Seriously, all right? Now, the new moon comes up. Something special around that time. Things are eventful. Wow. Okay. This could have to do with what I was talking about, with the other individual. Or perhaps it could even be a different one. But things are taking a new course. All right? So don't be surprised if you're surprised. I don't know how else to put it. People can be going through quite a bit, but at the same time, they can be figuring one thing out over here and one thing out over there. And that might not make any sense to you while I'm saying it, but it feels communicative, okay? We've got Venus retrograde. We've got Mercury retrograde. We've got people from your past, obviously, who could show up. And, there is a feeling here of having a sense of renewal, a fresh start, taking a chance because of the possibility of being able to see eye to eye. But I don't think it's all quite right yet. It's not over. that does not necessarily mean it's for you. It could take a little bit longer because it feels like the other party, is, happy about something and achieving their freedom in a certain situation. Bear with me for a moment. But this is hard. It's hard. It's not easy, all right? It doesn't feel good to them. So there's the side that wants to change, and there's a side that feels the bitterness, perhaps even a little bit of vindictiveness. Not towards you, but it's there. So without spilling all the beans, if something comes up with another person and it feels like it's moving right along and almost even, it could be like too good to be true, okay? Like, how is this possible? It's probably not. It's probably not real yet. I would, just kind of hang out and give that until, I'd say, the very end of the year, at least, to see what's going on with it. Because there's more that is happening that you're not aware of. That, sometimes people have to work things out, and we need to let them do it. So, don't ask it. Don't know what that is. But, oh my word. This is just a month, which is all over the place, all right? Feeling like people are battling, including you, trying to be patient, trying not to poke the bear. Don't get me wrong, I don't feel like every moment is bad or anything like that, but it's kind of where, like, you don't really want to let your guard down a whole lot either. It just has that feeling, all right? There's the intensity of it all, and knowing that each lunation, as in full moon, new moon, and full moon, is bringing you closer to what you are trying to achieve, to the success that, like your goals and everything. But right now, I feel like it's important to make your changes happen by pacing yourself. All right, call me crazy, because now I am winding up this reading, because I'm getting close to the end here, is with a song. And I don't know how much of the song one needs to know to resonate with you, but I would probably go read all the words, okay? And the name of the song is Through the Fire. I'm seeing this come up under the name Chaka Khan. Now, I don't even know how to begin to explain it, but I would go read this, because I get this feeling of what you want and what you desire and what you need to heal from, what you need to move on from. It's all coming together under this one big storm cloud called August. And how you choose and how you move forward, it's like, it's making me want to get to the September reading, to be honest with you, because I can sense that from all of this turmoil that's here, there's change, all right? There's freedom. You freeing yourself. You making it through the fire to get to where you want to be, all right? Knowing the universe has your back. Intuitively, you do. You need to keep a proper pace through all of this, like maintaining a balance in life. There is nothing here, and I mean nothing, which says you need to go run off and do something crazy. But there are going to be crazies, so there's going to be unexpected events. There's things which are thrown at you along the way, which, maybe they're like detours, maybe it makes it feel like an obstacle course. I don't know. But by the end of August, I'm telling you, you're walking away, you're moving on, and there is something there. Through the fire. Just remember that. through the fire, and how you get to where you're going. It's all your choice. It's all about, hang on, your free will, honest to God. If you could see what I got here, that's how we started, that's how we're ending. In other words, while it might seem not so, you are ultimately in charge of the choices before you. I want to thank you all very much for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care.